Hello guys, welcome back to our anime moment. Guys, please like the video and subscribe to my channel. Today is explanation of Renegade Immortal episode number 469 based on novel. So let's start. Years later, a cultivator who was part of the first battle in the Cloud Seal went from a little Nirvana Scryer cultivation to a First Heaven's Blight cultivator. He was now the head elder of a small sect in the Cloud Sea. He was qualified to teach Tao, and during one of his lectures, a disciple asked him what glory was. He answered like this. Glory is a will, a chaotic will. There is only one thought in this will, and that is to not allow yourself to retreat. To not allow the enemy to take one more step. Even if you die, you must die with a bang. However, not all cultivators can enter a madness like this. After all, we are still afraid of death, especially after the cultivators around you all die. Especially when tens of thousands of cultivators die until there are only a few thousand left. Who isn't afraid of death? This moment glory is only an illusion. Not many people can be filled with glory in the face of death. But back then, a person said one sentence that changed it all. He let us know what real glory was. I still remember that sentence. It is something I'll never forget. Every time I think about it, I feel like I'm back in that place, and my blood boils. Wang Lin's eyes were bloodshot as he retreated. He saw all of this, the madness of the Cloud Sea cultivators. He saw faces recalling the past fondly and felt an indescribable aura. Kill, 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 kill. Wang Lin suddenly turned around and charged into the enemy army. He raised his left hand and a monstrous flame shot forward. All the outer realm cultivators blocking his path died. He waved his right hand and thunder rumbled across the world. The endless thunder devoured the outer realm cultivators. His surroundings were full of outer realm cultivators. Wang Lin had broken off from the Cloud Sea cultivators and charged into the heart of the enemy army. Wang Lin's eyes were red from killing. He had no idea how many he had killed. He only knew that all the cultivators around him were enemies. Bloodlight flashed, and the blood sword surrounded Wang Lin, taking the lives of the outer realm cultivators. Just at this moment, 3 ghostly lights shot out from the outer realm army toward Wang Lin. When they got close to Wang Lin, they turned into 3 purple-robed cultivators. These 3 purple-robed cultivators floated there. Their hands formed seals and they began to chant. As a descendant of the Sealing Extermination clan, I offer my life to summon the clan spell to seal all his origin energy. Seal. As a descendant of the Sealing Extermination clan, I offer my life to summon the clan spell to seal all his vitality. Seal. As a descendant of the Sealing Extermination clan, I offer my life to summon the clan spell to seal his whole body. Seal. As 3 voices echoed at the same time, 3 rays of light shot out from between their eyebrows. These lights carried endless pressure and shot toward Wang Lin. Amidst his slaughter, Wang Lin looked up. His bloodshot eyes were filled with madness. In his brief killing, he had consumed a large amount of origin energy. He wasn't fighting against one person, but tens of thousands of people. There were no intricate moves, just how many invaders he could kill. All spells became very simple in this battlefield. They only needed to kill, kill, kill. The 3 Sealing Extermination clan seals howled across space and instantly collided with Wang Lin. The Sealing Extermination clan seals could not be resisted. If their seals could be stopped, the Sealing Extermination clan wouldn't be such a powerful clan. Wang Lin let out a roar. When the 3 seals arrived, he threw a punch with his right hand. The punch howled through the air and a huge, phantom fist appeared. It flew through the seals without doing anything to them. The moment the 3 seals landed on Wang Lin, the phantom fist landed on the 3 figures in purple. The first seal landed between Wang Lin's eyebrows. This seal rushed into his body and sealed his origin energy. The second seal also landed between his eyebrows. Wang Lin's face rapidly aged until he was an old man. The third seal landed at the same time. Wang Lin's body trembled. His 7-star ancient god power quickly left his body and was sealed between his eyebrows. 3 seals flashed violently between Wang Lin's eyebrows. As they flickered violently, countless branches spread out over Wang Lin's body. At this moment, it looked as if Wang Lin was covered in a net of light. His origin energy, vitality, and physical strength were completely sealed. However, the price for sealing Wang Lin was their lives. Just as the three elders in purple sealed Wang Lin, they were hit by Wang Lin's punch. A violent wind swept by and the hoods that covered their faces were blown off. The three of them remained calm and there was no fear in their eyes. When the first arrived, they closed their eyes. They had been adopted by the Sovereign Council when they were little to seal a third-step cultivator. To trade their lives to seal a third-step cultivator, that was their only value. Thunderous rumbles echoed when Wang Lin's phantom fist blew through them. Their purple robes were shredded, their flesh dissipated, and their origin souls collapsed. Although they had died, but their seals didn't dissipate. Grandmaster Yun Luo was observing this from a distance. She raised her right hand and pointed at Wang Lin. An order was given and the Outer Realm cultivators charged at Wang Lin. He has been sealed, now kill him and you can enter the ancient star system ranking. This person is already useless, kill him. He killed countless of our fellow colleagues. He is a powerful third-step cultivator. Today we will kill him and shake the inner realm. Wang Lin had lost all his strength, so his body could no longer stay afloat and he began to fall. In an instant, 10,000 cultivators closed in on him with monstrous killing intent. They threw their treasures at Wang Lin. Thunderous rumbles echoed and Wang Lin was hit by countless treasures. Although he no longer had his cultivation, he still had his powerful body. Under this powerful impact, Wang Lin coughed out blood. Sealing Extermination Clan. Wang Lin roared as his sealed cultivation, vitality, and ancient god power rushed at the seals in an attempt to break out. Thunderous rumbles continued as thousands of flying swords landed on his body. Popping sounds echoed and Wang Lin coughed out blood once more, but there was a flash of coldness in his eyes. After the large amount of treasures, the 10,000 cultivator closed in and their spells bombarded him. An Outer Realm old man approached. He raised his hand and let out a roar. Go die? His right hand shot toward Wang Lin's forehead and slammed down. However, when his palm landed, the old man let out a miserable scream and raised his right hand. Wang Lin's body was extremely strong, so the bones in the old man's right hand had shattered. Just at this moment, even more Outer Realm cultivators arrived. Spells appeared and more than 10 people's palms landed on Wang Lin. Thunderous rumbles echoed and Wang Lin coughed out blood once more. These hundreds, thousands, tens of thousands of people all launched their spells. Under this bombardment, more injuries appeared on Wang Lin, but the coldness in his eyes became even stronger. Not enough, still not enough. Is this all the power you have? Wang Lin's voice was weak, but the cultivators here weren't ordinary, so they could clearly hear it. Arrogant to the extreme. Kill him. Everyone attack, this old man doesn't believe we can't kill this person. What kind of body does he have? It's terrifying. Not only were the Outer Realm cultivators were shocked, so were the cultivators of the Cloud Sea. As they recalled this shocking scene, they remembered Wang Lin's identity. At this instant, all the Cloud Sea cultivators became crazy. They wanted to rush over to protect Wang Lin. Wang Lin's physical strength not only shocked the Outer Realm cultivators, but caused their killing intent to become even stronger. Each of them used their full cultivation and launched their most powerful spells. The entire star domain was shaken by them. This storm rumbled and shot toward Wang Lin. Just at this moment, the expression of Grandmaster Yun Luo, who was watching all of this unfold, changed greatly. Cracks appeared on her right hand that was divinating and blood dripped down. Not good. This person can't be killed like this. She was about to give her order, but she was a step too late. As the storm formed by the powerful spells of tens of thousands of cultivators closed in, there was a flash of coldness in Wang Lin's eyes. He clenched his teeth and allowed the storm to arrive. A thunderous rumble echoed. Inside this storm, Wang Lin's body was covered in wounds. Even his eyes were dim, and he was seriously injured. He coughed out blood, but inside his dim eyes contained a mad battle intent. The storm roared and continued to bombard Wang Lin's body. However, Wang Lin borrowed this external force to break the first seal. The moment the origin energy seal collapsed, Wang Lin raised his head and stepped forward. He waved his hand, causing ethereal fire to appear, and miserable screams echoed. The second seal collapsed. Wang Lin's old man face rapidly recovered to that of a youth, and his body's injuries rapidly recovered. The third seal collapsed and his ancient god power rushed out from between his eyebrows, filling his entire body. "Have you guys all attacked enough?" Wang Lin's voice echoed from within the storm. The slaughter of the battlefield shouldn't have any silence. Right now, the scope of the battle was extremely wide, and the tragic deaths of all these cultivators was something that hadn't been seen for tens of thousands of years. Even the battle between All Heaven and the Alliance didn't reach what this battle had reached in a short period of time. However, right now, when Wang Lin spoke, the battlefield around him suddenly became silent. The strength of Wang Lin's body had brought unimaginable shock to the 10,000 cultivators that were attacking. Their eyes were filled with terror. They were scared. They didn't understand what kind of cultivator Wang Lin was to have such a powerful body. The power of his body was terrifying. In a short period of time, Wang Lin had survived through their frenzied attacks. In particular, the old man whose arm was broken was filled with endless fear, and at this moment, he didn't hesitate to retreat. This led these 10,000 cultivators to retreat like crazy. Their retreat caused the Cloud Sea cultivators to cheer. This scene was like a dose of adrenaline being injected into their bodies. Glory to the Cloud Sea. Glory to the Lord of the Sealed Realm. Glory to the Cloud Sea. Glory to the Lord of the Sealed Realm. Cheers echoed like crazy. At this moment, all of them looked at Wang Lin, who had walked out from the storm and continued the slaughter. When Wang Lin walked out of the storm, his eyes were filled with monstrous killing intent. He waved his right hand and the storm collapsed. It was sent scattering in all directions. At this instant, Wang Lin stepped forward. Ethereal fire and thunder shot at the surrounding cultivators. Miserable screams echoed once more and the war continued. In the constant slaughter, Wang Lin was exhausted. His injuries were far worse than they seemed on the surface. He had already been seriously injured by the attacks of 10,000 cultivators. Even the recovery speed of a 7-star ancient god seemed unable to keep up with the intense war. His eyes were bloodshot from slaughter. He knew that this battle was far from over, but he couldn't retreat. Because Wang Lin had walked out, the morale of the Cloud Sea cultivators had undergone an insane boost. Although they had suffered heavy casualties, at this moment, they launched a frenzied counterattack. The formations Master Hong Shan had passed on to them were engraved in their minds. At this moment, the remaining 30,000 cultivators all began setting a formation. Just as they were about to finish, the Outer Realm cultivators seemed to know that they should slaughter their way over to stop the formation from being set. Once could be coincidence, 2 times could also be coincidence. However, 3, 4, 5, and 6 times was not a coincidence. The formation of the Cloud Sea couldn't be set no matter how heavy the casualties were. The Outer Realm cultivators were filled with killing intent. Although some were afraid due to Wang Lin, most were still filled with killing intent. They charged in from the Outer Realm as if there was no limit. All of this was because of one person. Grandmaster Yun Luo. Grandmaster Yun Luo was deep within a large amount of cultivators in the Outer Realm. Her jade-like hands were forming seals and signs of divination were flashing in her eyes. She raised her jade-like hand and pointed forward. Orders were being sent. The army was split into 4 sections and they moved into the Inner Realm. Under her control, the army seemed to gain a soul. Grandmaster Yun Luo continued to divinate and see all possible dangers. This made it so the Cloud Sea cultivators still couldn't set up a formation to kill the enemy. Every time a formation was about to set, the woman would point and a large amount of cultivators would charge out to stop the formation from being completed. Wang Lin's gaze was like lightning as he looked into the distance at Grandmaster Yun Luo. Killing intent appeared in his eyes. Master Hong Shan, who was fighting 5 third-step cultivators, also looked up along with Wang Lin. Master Shan was at the mid-stage of Arcane Void and was only one step from the late stage. He completely held the advantage while fighting 5 third-step cultivators, but he was still restricted for a period of time. It could be said that Master Shan had played a crucial role in this battle. He had held down all the third-step cultivators beside the head of the Heaven Punishment Palace, who was being trapped by the jade from the Lord of the Sealed Realm. This made it so no third-step cultivator could interfere with Wang Lin or stop Master South Cloud from repairing the realm sealing formation. As he looked up, there was a flash of killing intent in his eyes. He waved his hand and a red cloud surrounded his body along with the other 5 third-step cultivators who were in a bitter struggle against him. He then charged toward Grandmaster Yun Luo with them. If this woman doesn't die, this battle will drag on. Master Shan roared and charged forward while 5 third-step cultivators were fighting him. He broke through the void and appeared next to the realm sealing formation. He went on and charged toward Yun Luo. The expressions of the cultivators around Grandmaster Yun Luo changed greatly and they charged forward. Only Grandmaster Yun Luo remained calm, and there was even a hint of mockery in her eyes. She had always been haughty and proud. In the inner and outer realms, only 3 people were worthy in her eyes. Even Master Shan was not worthy. She was waiting for Master Shan or Master South Cloud to arrive. The moment Master Shan arrived, ice began to rush out and shroud the inner realm. The 9 frozen planets in the ancient star system trembled. The boy inside the ice smiled and took a step forward. What moved was not his body but the giant piece of ice. This ice trembled and disappeared without a trace. The moment it disappeared, it reappeared outside the realm sealing formation and shot toward the gap. Just as Master Shan was about to kill Yun Luo, the cold energy came out of the gap in the formation. The giant ice not only broke through the formation, it ripped the gap even bigger and entered the inner realm. When it entered the inner realm, the ice collapsed into countless pieces. These pieces turned into an unimaginable ice storm that shot toward the 30,000 cultivators of the Cloud Sea. At the same time, the boy inside the ice revealed a fierce gaze and closed in on Master Shan. Bloodshirt child, back then you and I were both children. We battled many times, but it was not satisfying. Today we will battle again. Return to your original body, this mere avatar is not enough to battle this old man, the cold-looking child said in an indifferent voice. As his voice spread out, he had already closed in on Master Shan. Master Shan's expression was extremely serious, but he didn't speak. He took a step back and appeared before the ice storm charging into the Cloud Sea. He waved his sleeve and the storm was shattered. However, just as the storm was shattered, Master Shan's expression changed greatly. A red shadow appeared inside the storm. The red figure was flickering and was less than 100 feet from Master Shan. It collided with Master Shan at an unimaginable speed. After colliding, the red shadow quickly retreated, revealing a woman in red. This woman was the one that had used 3 drops of her essence blood to summon the 3 ghosts. One of the celestial imperial concubines. Master Shan's face was pale and he retreated a few steps. A blood mark appeared on his chest. This blood mark looked like the head of a ghost, and it quickly spread. You're just as despicable as before, you haven't changed at all. Master Shan stared at the cold-looking boy and the woman in red. Due to the appearance of the woman in red, the ice storm didn't completely disintegrate. The remaining storm shrouded the Cloud Sea cultivators, and cracking sounds echoed. The cultivators of the Cloud Sea were covered in frost and turned into ice sculptures that collapsed. In a flash, nearly 10,000 cultivators died. The deaths of nearly 10,000 cultivators caused fear to wash over the cultivators of the Cloud Sea. Facing such simple yet terrifying deaths, even their glory trembled and faltered. It was because of what the woman in red said next that the faltering glory began to collapse. That little girl, Yun Luo, has already calculated everything. The purpose of this battle is to kill you and that Master South Cloud. The cold boy guessed that you would attempt to save these Cloud Sea ants by stopping the storm. Yun Luo figured you wouldn't notice me at this urgent moment, so I hid inside to land a heavy blow. This sentence filled the remnant Cloud Sea cultivators with despair. Everything was part of the enemy's plan. What did their glory count as? Even Master Shan had fallen for their scheme. What did they have to maintain their own glory? What did they have to support themselves to continue fighting? The moment the glory collapsed, the mockery in Grandmaster Yun Luo's eyes became even stronger. She raised her jade-like hand and launched the decisive battle. The countless cultivators rushed out toward the cultivators of the Cloud Sea that had lost their glory. The casualties were heavy. While smiling, the woman in red didn't pay any attention to Master Shan but went straight for the gloomy Master South Cloud, who was repairing the realm sealing formation. She was extremely fast and instantly closed in. Master South Cloud let out a sigh and gave up repairing the formation. He turned around and prepared to battle the Celestial Imperial concubine with Ling Dong and Ju Jin. The cold-looking body didn't give Master Shan a chance to recover. He was like a piece of never-melting ice as he charged at Master Shan. He was joining the other 5 third-step cultivators to battle Master Shan. This sudden reversal shook the star system. If the Cloud Sea didn't get reinforcements, they would lose this battle. The Third Army of the Outer Realm had more than 60,000 cultivators from 10 clans. They charged toward the realm sealing formation. Wang Lin watched all of this. He silently pondered and retreated until he was in front of the Cloud Sea cultivators. His eyes were filled with a monstrous battle intent. As the Cloud Sea cultivators felt despair, he let out a heaven-shaking roar. Cultivators like us never shrink from a fight. It's only death. Although this one sentence was a roar that shook the entire star domain, it wasn't enough to restore the collapsed glory, it wasn't enough to restore the desperate will to survive. There were less than 10,000 cultivators of the Cloud Sea remaining. Under the constant slaughter, they began to flinch. One person retreated, then everyone retreated like the tides, and everything collapsed. Every single Cloud Sea cultivator revealed despair as they looked at the Outer Realm invaders that were several times their number. They lost the courage to keep fighting. Once they retreated, the Outer Realm cultivators became even more fierce. Their mad laughter and roars spread out into the heart of every Cloud Sea cultivator. However, they were still retreating. Few people were not afraid of death, and they were afraid. The Cloud Sea is done for. Rather than dying here, might as well survive now. The war is not over. Although this battle is lost, if I go to another star system, there will be another chance. Many excuses floated into their minds for their escape. They retreated even faster. Master Shan didn't retreat. He was battling 6 third-step cultivators, and he knew he could not retreat. He was powerless to stop other cultivators from retreating in fear, but he was a third-step cultivator. If he retreated, this battle would really be over. The failure of the first battle would be a fatal blow for the Inner Realm, who hadn't finished their war preparations. As the Cloud Sea cultivators frantically retreated, the Outer Realm cultivators rushed like wolves into a flock of sheep. Miserable screams echoed, and without glory thousands more died. There was another person who didn't retreat. Wang Lin. He didn't speak again but raised his head with a determined gaze. He charged toward the Outer Realm cultivators pursuing the Cloud Sea cultivators. Every step he took caused thunderous echoes to rumble. Wang Lin waved his hand and the giant thunder tattoo appeared once more. The moment it appeared, Wang Lin's right hand ripped space itself. Open, ancient thunder realm. Space rumbled and a giant spatial rift was opened. An ancient aura rushed out. Then a number of ancient thunder dragons came out of the rift and entered the thunder tattoo. Endless thunder rained down. Every bolt of thunder was more than 100 feet thick, bombarding the enemy like crazy after Wang Lin released his thunder essence. A firestorm appeared out of nowhere, forming a giant vortex. There was a vermilion bird inside, and it shot toward the Outer Realm cultivators as it let out a cry. The thunderous rumble shook the star domain. One person stopped the pursuing Outer Realm army. One person caused the Outer Realm army to stop. This scene was enough to shock the hearts of all cultivators. The star domain seemed to be split in half. One side was the thousands of Cloud Sea cultivators in despair. The other side was the Outer Realm army that was 10 of thousands in number. At the center was Wang Lin. There was a huge thunder tattoo roaring in the space between them. There was a 9-colored firestorm revolving around Wang Lin. Wang Lin's back was turned toward the thousands of Sea cultivators, and he was facing the endless army before him. He calmly looked at them. He unexpectedly caused the entire Outer Realm army to not dare take even half a step forward. After a brief moment of silence, roars came out from the Outer Realm army and they rushed forward. Wang Lin didn't speak. He raised his right hand and the blood sword appeared. He grabbed the blood sword and stepped forward. The thunder tattoo's roar rumbled and the firestorm rotated around him. The moment the Outer Realm cultivators closed in, over 1,000 people began burning from the ethereal fire and retreated with miserable screams. More than 1,000 people were hit by thunder, and their bodies collapsed. However, there were simply too many Outer Realm cultivators, and there was a large amount of powerful cultivators among them. Wang Lin not reached the third step yet, but even if he did, he wouldn't be able to resist more than 100,000 cultivators. Storms of spells from the Outer Realm cultivators rushed at Wang Lin. This was a battle to the death, but he didn't retreat. He let out a roar and continued to rush forward. He coughed out blood and dyed his white clothes red. His eyes were bloodshot, his face was filled with exhaustion, his origin energy was drying up, his mind wasn't able to keep up, and the injuries on his body were becoming worse. Injuries covered his entire body. However, it was impossible to calculate the amount of Outer Realm cultivators that had died by his hand, and Wang Lin didn't try to calculate. At this moment, he couldn't find a reason for him to leave. The Lord of the Sealed Realm's request, everyone he knew in the Inner Realm, his hometown, all of this made it so he couldn't retreat. Wang Lin's eyes were bloodshot and the world became the color of blood. During this constant slaughter, one person from the retreating Cloud Sea cultivators stopped. He was a young man only at the Nirvana Scryer stage. He was lucky to not die during that tragic battle. He turned and stared at Wang Lin's back in the distance. He looked at Wang Lin charging into the endless waves of cultivators like two huge arms stopping the army. "Cultivators like us never shrink from a fight," the young man muttered. The collapsed glory showed signs of reawakening. Another Cloud Sea cultivator stopped retreating and silently looked at Wang Lin's back. The battle intent in his eyes awakened and his eyes turned red, a sense of madness erupted from his heart. Even more Cloud Sea cultivators stopped retreating and looked at Wang Lin, muttering, "Cultivators like us never shrink from a fight." At this moment, an inexplicable feeling erupted, and it could make anyone go crazy. Cultivators like us never shrink from a fight. Cultivators like us never shrink from a fight. The Cloud Sea cultivators stopped one by one until these cultivators that were running away like homeless dogs all stopped. They all looked at Wang Lin, and at this moment, Wang Lin's roar echoed clearly in their ears. These words were feeble in their ears and weren't able to set off any ripples in their minds. However, at this moment, Wang Lin was using his actions to tell the Cloud Sea cultivators what the meaning of "cultivators like us never shrink from a fight" was. Although their "glory to the Cloud Sea" had collapsed, Wang Lin gave them another glory, the glory of battle. To fight for the Cloud Sea, to fight for their home, and to fight for everything they wanted to protect. Just at this instant, the giant heaven-splitting axe descended once more and another 5,000 Outer Realm cultivators died. Wang Lin looked up at the heaven-splitting axe and charged up as the thousands of Cloud Sea cultivators watched. "Lord of the Sealed Realm, help me!" Wang Lin's roar echoed into the realm sealing formation, into the jade that had trapped the palace lord of the Heaven Punishment Palace. The Lord of the Sealed Realm's remnant divine sense erupted with all the life force he had left. A gentle light spread into the entire realm sealing formation. It went into the heaven-splitting axe that had just chopped down and was slowly rising up. The heaven-splitting axe suddenly trembled when this light fused with it. It struggled greatly and resisted the soft light. However, as the soft light continued to fuse with it, a thunderous rumble echoed and the large axe stopped in the air. Bursts of ancient god aura rapidly spread from it. "Heaven-splitting axe, please lend my inheritor your power." An ancient voice came out of the formation and entered the ears of every cultivator. There was a hint of sorrow in Master South Cloud's eyes. How could he forget this voice? The expression of the woman in red that was fighting against him changed and a rare trace of fear arose in her eyes. The memories of the past appeared in her mind. Master Hong Shan's expression was calm, but there were hints of reminiscence in his eyes. It was as if he had returned back to the past when he traveled with the Lord of the Sealed Realm. The Lord of the Sealed Realm's adherence to old ideas made him angry, but the Lord of the Sealed Realm would just silently shake his head and smile. The cold-looking boy also heard this, and a hint of fear also appeared in his eyes. The person he feared the most was not the sovereign, not the celestial imperial concubines, but the Lord of the Sealed Realm. As the ancient voice echoed, the heaven-splitting axe stopped struggling and shrank until it was several dozen feet tall. However, the ancient god aura it emitted increased greatly. Wang Lin leaped up and grabbed the heaven-splitting axe before everyone. This was an ancient god weapon, the most powerful royal clan weapon. This was a heaven-splitting axe. The moment Wang Lin grabbed the axe, his ancient god stars rotated rapidly. An aura similar to when he obtained the ancient order inheritance erupted from his body. It had been countless years since the axe had been sealed into the formation, and Wang Lin was the first ancient god to hold the heaven-splitting axe since then. This video will end here.